Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is felipecharming. If you're new here, bienvenido a mi canal de YouTube. I'm going to be showing you guys how I do this everyday fall soft semi-matte beat. This is appropriate for events, your office luncheon, like business meetings. You know, look great in your selfies, like across the board. This is for anybody who just wants to like sauce it up a little bit. It's like mask proof. Be sure to subscribe to join the charming family if you want to see more content from me. If you guys want to see how I do this makeup look, then keep on watching this video.
I am a homo. Back at it, look back at it, look back at it, look back at it, look back at it, back.
This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. Super popular. Everybody's talking about this because, well, everybody's been talking about this because it's a really good primer. But yeah. So these are all of my current favorite foundations. The NARS Natural Radiant. Y'all know maybe you super stay. This is my jam. It's been my jam for 2 years. Hailey's Beauty foundation. Now, this was sent to me by Hailey's Beauty. Really love this stuff. Mind you, this is my first complexion product that was sent out to me, so I really appreciate them for that. So this has pretty much been what I've been using the most as of late. I really like it. I really like the coverage. Only negative thing I have to say about this is it has a teeny hint of that super foundation-y scent. It doesn't really bother me, I'm kind of used to it, but this is literally for best results for apply with the sponge. I literally use a brush. I take a squeeze of this on my palette. Oh, I forgot, by the way. After priming, typically we'll go in with some LA Girl Pro Concealer. I love this concealer. I feel like it works with hydrating, it works with matte, it works with everything for me. I just like, this is my way of color correcting with like a more red undertone. And I always do around the mouth area just because around the mouth, like when I'm eating, when I'm talking throughout the day, the foundation is going to move and budge if I don't do this. So that's why I make it a habit to do that. And then typically I have a paper towel and I kind of rub off the excess product onto the paper towel just for like hygienic reasons. I don't do it as I'm doing my makeup. If I have time, I'll do it right after. And I'll take some of that excess, kind of just put it underneath my eye a little bit. And then I just blend my brows in to make the blend more seamless. It just looks like I just got my brows done. I love when my brows look like I just got my brows done. I'll take the same brush and go in with the Hailey's concealer. Hailey's Beauty concealer. Check them out on Instagram, by the way. Oh, I hate when I do this. I forgot to blend down here out. Now this concealer is going under, but I still like to make sure everything's blended out. Then I take and just start to, you know, foundate my mug in the more problematic areas first. So like for me, that's around my facial hair area. And I start with my more problematic areas just so I can kind of like use less product on the rest of my face. Now I take my favorite foundation brush ever of all time. This is the NYX, it just says NYX Professional Makeup on it, but I think this is like their blurring brush or something. I really love the way this blends out. My foundation so seamlessly, and it's so soft and pleasant. I think Jack Hanna put me onto this brush. Love it. See how easily that blended out just now? Maybe I'm always gonna do the most and like, you know, buff it in. And I don't put foundation on my eyelids, by the way, unless I'm doing eyeshadow, which most days I'm not. I just like to really buff everything in to the skin just to make everything seamless. You take any contour stick you have on hand. I love this one by Black Opal in the shade Sweet Mocha. I feel like it's the perfect shade and it's really easy to blend. So line it up to the tip top of my ear, go straight down. Same thing on this side. 3 little dots on the forehead. Depending on how I'm feeling that day, which today I'm feeling like my forehead looking a little bigger, so we're gonna take a little more on the forehead. I don't put it down here anymore. And I take this little, just a brush that's like a comfortable shape. Take it right here, take the edge of it, stipple that into the skin and kind of follow the natural alignment of my jaw so that it kind of pushes that cheekbone upward and forward. You see how it just, and then this is just like an initial like bronze. This isn't even like a contour. Remember, bronzing adds warmth and contour adds like a gray shadow. This would fall into the category of like a warmth, adding warmth to the base, warmth to the skin. Because you want to give dimension. You don't want your makeup to be flat in one color. Unless you're like trying to be like a doll or something for Halloween. Like I did in my Black Boy video. Let me go wet my sponge. So after I blend out that, the sponge is wet. After blending out that contour bronze, that warmth, that contour, add a little warmth and sculpt, begin to sculpt to the face. I want to focus on the high points of the face with the highlighter. This is Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 385. Love, 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 love the shade, the consistency, the coverage. And I just take it and keep it kind of focused on the inward part of the face. So then I'm going to drag this up and lift the face up. But you never want to take a ton of product and slap it on. What you want to do is add a little bit, and if you need more, you can go back and add more. But I suggest starting off with just a little bit of product. This is kind of just to draw the eye upward and create some positive space in the center of the face. Add more structure and shape and sculpt. I always do this little arrow on my forehead like I'm Avatar, Airbender. Then I just take my beauty sponge and blend that in. And with Fenty Beauty Concealer, this is not one that you want to let sit or whatever. You want to blend it out right away. Pounce the sponge in where you want it to go. You dip back into where the product is, and I usually blend my under eye last. And then sometimes there'll be a lot under my eye, so what I'll do is I'll take it at the top of underneath that contour and start to chisel that out. Then we'll take the butt where there's no product and pounce that in. Something about that sound. Something about that sound is so like satisfying. Now with the nose, don't move that line, don't move that product. Just press that straight down. And then kind of take the center where there's less product. And take the excess on the sides. Where it sits on, it's a little hard to blend out, but I got it. Because I have a bigger forehead, I keep all of that in the center. But if you guys with big forehead want to know all the tips and tricks about how I handle that, let me know. I have some updated manipulations for the forehead. Okay, now I'll take my Holy Grail air spun I set with 2 different setting powders as of late. Take some of that in the cap, just a little bit, like that much. I should zip this in here. Take a little bit there, a little bit there. Honestly, I don't even need all the powder that's in here. Yeah, that's still be like all I need. And then I'll kind of like go around the mouth a little bit. Press all this in just to lock that concealer into place. Now, if you want to bake, you can bake. I, as of late, don't really bake as much as I just set the makeup. Oh my god, I just realized the fan has been on this entire time. I hope you can't hear it. I hope it's not that bad. Now, I take this Huda Beauty powder in the shade Banana. Love this powder. I've been using it like all summer and into the fall now. Yeah, I take it kind of in the same places. But if I do feel like baking, I will bake with this. And take it directly underneath the eye just for like brightening purposes. Because I want to brighten, but I don't want it to be like ridiculous. So that these days, at least for like real life makeup, even if I'm going out, this will be the most baking I'll do. Oh yeah, and I pressed a little dude straight in my face to get any possible creases and kind of just set that with the beauty blender. So now that I'm like baking or setting or whatever, I started doing this again with this brush. This is like a bronzer brush. Ruby Kisses 3D contour palette, contour powder palette. Take this shade that I hit pan in and start to set that bronze with like a light hand. So I don't want it to get muddy, but I want it to set. And a lot of the times on the forehead I'll do this. Now with this, I will take the bronzer underneath the chin, kind of just to add warmth and color to the mug. Yeah, I take that same brown shade and start to contour the nose a little bit. Start from the very end of the brow. And then we can dust the side as a slightly bronze contour of the nose. Take some of the excess, put on the eyes. Excuse my ashy hands, I wash my hands like 2,000 times a day. Especially when I'm in my face like this. Yeah, I want a skincare video after this, let me know. My skin is not like, you know, immaculate, but it's a lot better than it was at the beginning of this year, a lot better. Now I'll take my fan brush, and it all depends on my mood that day, but I will take the bronzer out of this Makeup Geek palette. Take this shade here. Yeah, I'll take the blush out of that too, and then I'll take this blush and this contour. I think I'm feeling the matte contour with Makeup Geek blush. So let's do that. Dipping into the MAC Shiny Pretty Things palette. Dipping into that with my fan brush. And then I'm just going to start to like contour. You see, I'm focusing that, sweeping, one sweeping motion and one spot, one direction. You see the difference? You see it. You see it. Then press this big baking powder and setting powder in. And I take this Sephora Micro Smooth. I've been using this for years. This helps marry everything together and bring back your complexion on top of all of the other colors. I go over top of everything with this except my contour. Like I kind of blend it into the contour, but I don't go right on top of the contour. And then because it is fall, most days I'm feeling this Makeup Geek Burgundy blush. So I use that. Yeah, dip into that blush, tap off all that excess I'm not trying to look like. So take all that excess on one side, pat that in right there. This is just to add color to the face. And then take the opposite side. Damn. Take the opposite side, do the same thing, pat that into the skin. Just to get like a little of color. Take this Fenty Beauty mascara, put some on my top lids, on my bottom, depending on how I'm feeling that day. It's hard doing bottom mascara with a straight face. Like, if I'm in a Fenty commercial, giving Fenty Beauty full frontal mascara, volume lift and curl mascara for your lash. I'm using this as a topper for my brows. So if you're in the market for a mascara, this one's pretty good. This is where we're at. That's what it's giving. And I like my brows to be closer together because I feel like that's what makes the makeup masculine for me. Brows closer together, it's like more masculine, it's more attentive, it's like paying attention, eye contact, so what's up. So then, lately, this used to be my jam back in the day. Jam, oh my god, how old am I? Take a little highlighter there, a little highlighter here. Now, that was the Shiny Pretty Things highlighter, by the way. Morphe said miss. Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. I'll be right back. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. And again, comment down below what makeup products you guys use, interested in what me to talk about, what me to review possibly. With that being said, I love y'all for watching. Be sure to thumbs this video up if you like this kind of content on my channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one. From Sephora. Great, I went this whole time without getting makeup on my shirt. Anyway, so my mic died.
Yeah.
Period. Don't mind me, y'all. Don't mind me.